Who's Sabrina Carpenter? Who is Sabrina Carpenter?
You're an icon, you're a legend, and you are the moment.
But they're also not, but they are. Like, I think it's just like, it's fun. I don't know what we did before them. That's the thing.
There's been so much discussion online about whether Sabrina Carpenter is underrated, if she's being overlooked for the main pop girl status. What is she missing from her really becoming that top pop girl? And I'd argue she is right where she needs to be at the moment. The fact that she's in these conversations means that she could be slowly transitioning into being mainstream, and that she is a viable contender to be a main pop girl. The real question for me is, when she gets that huge push from her label, will she be up to stuff? At the moment, I describe Sabrina as the typical 2020s non-mainstream pop star. She has a large fan base, she can sell out large theater venues, she has the streaming stats, but no real mainstream profile. She isn't a household name, and if the general public knows anything about her, it'd probably be from the Rodrigo drama. Looking back on that drama, it was kind of a blessing in disguise. Sabrina's initial run at being a pop star didn't go well. You know, during her Disney days, the only time she made a stir was when she released Sue Me.
So Sue, me. No, we're doing it again.
That, along with her whole Singular Act 1 era, its lead Sue Me was a mid-sized hit in teen media, but it came and went along with Singular Act 2 afterwards, and she kind of put her music career on the back burner to the chagrin of her fans and kind of pursued more acting roles. Mostly because I think she had issues with her label, Hollywood Records, since they only know how to promote on the Disney Channel, which was a problem because Sabrina was outgrowing the platform and the channel had lost its mojo a while ago. So with the driver's license thing, I think it helped jumpstart her music career. Now this time with a new label. And we have Sabrina, the pop star we know today. So at the moment, she is at the tail end of her Emos I Can't Send era. Hopefully.
You're weird. No, that's so crazy.
No. You're
that's so funny.
Which is insane how long she's been able to make this era last. It's been like 2 years. She is opening for Taylor Swift. She has a top 50 hit with Feather, with Saltburn star Barry Keoghan. She's been on the New Year's Rockin' Eve, and Coachella is in the works, and she's starting to be talked about on bigger mainstream platforms. So these are signs that a push is happening. Thing is, when she gets the full-blown Tate McRae package, will she be able to pull it off? I mean, will the general public accept her? Will she have mainstream longevity? Can she bring something new to the pop landscape for her to stand out? And I have to be honest. Can I be honest? I like Sabrina, I really do. I want her to have a shot at the mainstream, but I have doubts about her really being able to pull it off. So before I get into my doubts, let me tell you what Sabrina has going for her. She's really alluring, from her sass to her talent and wit. And she has a feistiness to her that gives me Julia Stiles energy from like Say the Last Dance.
Period, thank you.
Where she is that white girl who can hold her own. I only say that because, you know, Sabrina has this soulful R&B edge to her. Her music has enough sauce in it to be appealing to a lot of black listeners. But anyways, back to her feistiness attitude. I saw more of this attitude in her music from her trolling diss track of Sue Me, a retort to her old management who actually sued her. And then we see her trolling again with the song Skin, even though I wish she had went all into the Mean Girl direction.
We don't have to talk about it.
Yeah. It still hits. You know, it's not a good song, it's got a good diss track. It was good for the moment. It served a purpose, you know. Came and went too. But that's besides the point. You know, we see her feistiness there. I just love how she isn't afraid to be confrontational. I feel like she's a fighter. She's dealt with a lot. You know, she was facing all these obstacles with trying to be a pop star. Something else that's really appealing about Sabrina is that she has a clue. She's self-aware. She knows how to play the game, the celebrity game. You can tell she's ambitious. And from the pop stars lately, that's a breath of fresh air. And I don't have to wonder if she wants to do music, if she's comfortable with being a pop star, or if she takes a career seriously. In addition to all that, she has the look. More than that, she has a signature look. This honey bronze glazed doe-eyed look is working for her. Not only that, Sabrina has this engaging personality. The way she maneuvers spontaneity with such professionalism and authenticity is chef's kiss. She's authentic enough for me that I don't feel like I need to know about her personal life to find her endearing. But for those people who need that very close personal relationship to their pop stars, you have the driver's license drama you can always feed off of for years to come, right? Like that's literally like her modern origin story, and she's made songs about it, so that should be enough for y'all. Okay, so let's get into my doubts. So I think Sabrina could be a mainstay as a top pop girl, but it's 60-40. I have some concerns. When Emails I Can't Send dropped, I loved how she was experimenting with new songs. She hadn't quite found her voice, but we could see that she was finding her identity, and I liked the direction she was going in. The genres that she was blending was very interesting and new, and for the most part I liked it. I especially liked her adult contemporary country jazzy sound that she was doing.
I really want to do a jazz album. I think that's a part of my voice that I always love to use, and I don't get to use it enough in you know, some of the more pop songs that I write, but I've always loved jazz.
But as time went on, I started to notice that Sabrina has been doing more generic pop. You know, from her deluxe edition, she dropped like 5 songs, and I swear they sounded like Billie or Taylor. And I was so disappointed because I understood why she was doing it. She needed mainstream traction, and it worked. I mean, Feather ended up being a hit off of the deluxe edition, but even though generic pop songs might take you to where you want to go, it won't keep you there.
So I hope you'll forgive me.
And the thing is, if Sabrina wants to be a top pop girl, she needs to distinguish herself enough to not get lost in the sauce. Me personally, I think she can go down the R&B twinge country pop jazz route. Country is popular but not too mainstream, and no one is really occupying that blue-eyed R&B pop space Ariana left. And even though Ariana is back, I think there's enough room for Sabrina to occupy that avenue too, especially if she mixes her sound with country. But let me know what y'all think. What avenue could she take up? So before I end this video, I have to bring up the Disney curse. You know, the Mileys, the Demis, and the Selenas. We've all seen a pattern of them having one great era, but then they fell back to their niche as soon as they rose to their highest peaks. Miley had her bangers era, but quickly abandoned that. Demi had her Sorry Not Sorry era, and then fell back down to her niche demo. You know, Selena had her revival era and hadn't reached those heights again. She still has hit songs here and there, but she went back down to her niche. For whatever reason, these artists couldn't sustain being a top pop girl. Dove was the latest example of this. She had that hit song Boyfriend. She had that hit era, and then she disappeared. And I hate to say this, but I fear that Sabrina might fall into that same scenario, where she might have this one great era and then that's it. Overall, Sabrina just needs better music. I think Emails I Can't Send was a great step in the right direction, but she needs to find her sound. She needs bigger and better quality collaborators, because right now I see her slipping back into mimicking other artists. In her past albums, she had a bad habit of being a poor man's Ariana Grande and Camila Cabello, and Cabello was imitating Ariana, so that was a new low. And like I mentioned earlier, she is kind of doing that Billie Eilish pop thing right now. So I just think that she has everything else figured out. It's just that the music isn't all the way together where it needs to be. It's really good, but it needs to be great. In conclusion, I'm very excited to see what's in store for Sabrina this year. I'm expecting big things. I can't wait for new music. Better music. Great music. I can't wait for a new era. I can't wait for the big endorsements. I can't wait for her to have her own clique. I can't wait for people to know her as Sabrina and not in relation to Olivia or Taylor. You know, hopefully the general population would be receptive towards her. I hope she performs on the main stages at award shows and festivals, etc., etc. Hope she covers the big magazines, gets interviewed more and more. Hope she gets the whole 9 yards. Tell me what y'all think. But that's it for me for now. Thank you for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe.